Okay, Draymond, a lot of people don't know that, but you're kind of like a big brother to a lot of these younger guys that's coming up into the league. Why is that so important for you to do that kind of thing?
I mean, number one, that's how I was raised. You kind of take the guys underneath you under your wing. And I think it's all about giving back, to the game. I got guys who's been big brothers to me, Mo Cleves, Vivo, Travis Walton, Marquise Gray, and the list goes on. And so, just giving back to guys. And then I got guys like Jermaine O'Neal, Jared Jack, who's always looked out for me. Giving back to the younger guys has always been important because you got to show them the way. And so that's just something that I've always prided myself on.
What are some of the things that you tell them or that you want to instill in them as they get ready to, go into their career? For example, like a Gary Harris or a Devin Booker.
Number one, just working. When you look at this game, you're blessed if you get 10 years out of this. And, to say you can't work hard for 10 summers out of a 80-year life, to get all that you can get out of yourself is crazy, So preaching that work ethic, staying on the right track, doing the right things to make sure that you get all you can out of your career, and not taking this advantage. I mean, not taking this for granted.
Right.
I think that's important also. So you try to preach that to the guys as well.
You have Bowen right out of there in Saginaw, one of the next biggest things coming out of Saginaw. Can you tell the people what's your relationship with him, and what's your thoughts on he recently became a McDonald All-American?
I've known Tug since he was young, real young. It's hard not to know guys from Saginaw, just always trying to be, a voice of reason for him, always being available anytime. Someone has a question, need to be called on. He played out in Sacramento a couple years ago, going to check him out. And just trying to be that for these guys. Sometimes you don't want to talk to your dad about certain things.
Right.
Trying to be that guy who, all right, you can call me for anything, And I think that's very important, to have guys like that. Lamar Woodley was that to me. I can call for anything. If I had needed advice on how do I do this, what do I do about that, he was always a guy that I can call. So I try to, and he used to always tell me, I don't need you to do nothing for me, when if you ever make it, just give back to the young guys. Rasheed Wallace told me the same thing. Just taking that advice that they give and trying to spread it back.
How important is that for a city like Saginaw, having Tugs coming out, you coming out, and then really think a lot of other cities in Michigan, Flint, Battle Creek, having these young players coming out? What does that say about these towns? Because so many people only hear the negative side, like the crime.
It says a lot. You do hear the negative side. That's all they show on the news, is the negative things. But it says a lot to have guys, doing positive things out of these cities, and, showing guys that it is possible, showing guys that, it's important that you stay on the right track because there is a way out. That's not just what they show you is not all you get. There's a way out. I'm the same guy you were. You can do better than me. You can do a lot more than me, but you have to stay on the right track and believe that that is possible. I think that's always important.
And the last question would be, if I'm a young basketball player sitting in Saginaw or Flint or South Side of Chicago, and I'm looking at Draymond, and I'm like, I want to get to that next level. What do you say to somebody that's in that type?
It's work. You're going to have doubters. Appreciate it because that's what's always fueled me is them saying what I couldn't do. Like, oh, he can't do this, he can't do that. And so, always just saying, man, like, all right, they say I can't do this, let me do more than what they say I can't do. Appreciate them doubters, go work on your game. And work till they say something else. Make them say, give them something else to say. Then you go do that and give them something else to say. And I think, you have to appreciate those things.
Oh, I must ask you this. When you see the success some of those guys that's in the league now, like a Devin Booker, who a lot of people are comparing to, Kobe or something. I mean, I know he's still young. But when you see his success and Gary Harris' success, do you kind of feel like a dad kind of
You can always appreciate it, just knowing like, man, I've dealt with this guy since he was younger, and tried to help them along the way. However, you can't just say, oh man, like I'm the reason for that success. But like I said, just always being a voice of reason and try to show them guys the right way is always important.
All right, thank you, Draymond, as always. Appreciate it.
Thank you.